right, everybody, we're setting up workspaces. So in this section, it's going to be 2 sections. I'm going to go over TradingView, and then I'm going to go over a pre-recorded video that I had with the current Inner Circle group on setting up Futures Plus. It's my own variation, and in the video, pay attention. There's links in there that go straight to TradeStation that show you guys exactly the same setup I have, and it can't be explained any better than by those guys. So what we're going to go through in here is TradingView, the technical charts. We're going to do that. Then we're going to do, as I said, the TradeStation Futures Plus broker platform, because we cannot enter spread trades on TradingView directly. That's what we're going to do. All right, so let's go ahead and get on into it. Okay, this is my TradingView charts. I'm using just the Pro program. The Pro is like $14.95 a month. Let's see, quick notes, guys, just so you know. Is there a cost to this and stuff? Yeah, obviously there is, but I wanted to let you guys know, and most of you already do. Remember that Futures Plus is normally, they're using that Trading Technologies platform, this one right here, and that normally it's about $500 a month, 500 to 700. As of the time that I'm recording this video, we get it for free. And also, the biggest thing is that TradeStation currently does not charge us for the CME Globex data package, which is about anywhere else is $21 to $30 a month. So to have an offset and pay for this is totally worth it, because the charting here is stellar. Plus, because of the fact that TradeStation does have their regular trading account integrated here as a partner, you can log in and get up-to-date information. You don't have to pay subscription fees to TradingView for data, because you have a TradeStation account. You just log in every few days and it updates the delayed data information. All right, so let's go ahead and just a quick note on that, you know, there's a cost to doing everything, and the cost here is definitely worth it to have really premier charts that you can access anything with. Plus, you're going to learn that I trade also Forex, and I trade intraday myself to make a living, micro NQ, micro ES. I don't teach it. I do that through a friend. And but anyway, I could do that all through these several accounts here using my TradeStation, ONDA, and all that. So let's get into the charts. The Pro one, that's $14.95 I was talking about, it's more than enough that anybody needs. It allows you to have up to 2 chart layouts. You can make them up and down. Okay, I don't like to look at any more than 2 charts at a time. I sometimes wish I had 3. I'm considering the next plan up for other reasons, though, too. One, for business reasons, because I promote a lot of ideas on here, and it allows me to then share my company name. I can't do that right now. But also, because I'm getting into using alerts, and I'm going to build an alert system here for a lot of other things. And with this one, you can only have 10. With the next plan up, you can have like 30, and you can have more than 5 indicators. I know it probably sounds ridiculous. Why would you want more than 5 indicators? Any kind of even dynamic drawing tool, like what I'm going to share here with you guys, this support resistance tool that's offered for free through one of the indicator guys that write scripts on here, it's considered an indicator. So anything that you add on here is going to be considered 1 per chart. And then, you know, I'll use like an EMA, you know, moving average or something. It's all added up in there. I don't use them all the time, but when I want to hit them and look at them, they're in my temporary list. So you're limited to that, but it's more than enough for almost, I'd probably say 80-90% of the guys and gals out there. You don't need anything past the Pro to begin with. You can always upgrade later if you wanted to. So let's go ahead, and I want to go ahead and just build a workspace, like I said, or a chart layout here. I'm used to saying workspace. And as you see, when I load, I already have 4. I saved a spot here to make our test. So we're going to load up a fresh one. And when you load it up, it comes up just like this. I automatically here get rid of the volume. Just watch where I follow my mouse. Delete. I right click then, and I go down here to the settings, and I don't like the appearance looking gritty like this and light. I like it as dark as possible, and these vertical and horizontal lines, they're out of here. I don't want them here. I like it nice and clean. Okay, that's it. Hit OK, and then you can open up your second chart like that. All right, you can hit save at any time up here. This little cloud automatically will save every 2 minutes, but if you want to always manually save it, just as long as you make sure the check mark is in there, it's saved. Watch list. Let's go through that. If I click on the top right corner here, we have watch list, and I want you to add the symbols through here, and you can name, create, rename, make a copy, whatever's default in there, get rid of it. I have several other ones because I do different things, look at stuff differently. But the main thing to our video is our commodities, right? And we talked about and spoken about the 6 highest volume ones I want you guys to start with. In version 1, we loaded up everything in here. It was ridiculous. So just these 6. We have our 2 energy stocks, right? Your crude oil, CL, nat gas, euro dollar, ZC for corn, ZW for wheat, and ZS for soybeans. Now, what is the 1 and the exclamation behind them? When I'm adding a symbol here, guys, or anywhere on the charts, and I type, let's say, micro ES, right? S&P 500. The 1 exclamation gives me a continuous chart, okay? It just gives me all the data possible looking backwards versus any of these the actual months. If I do that on a futures chart where I only want to look at June or only want to look at, like that, it's going to be very small data here. I'm not going to get the whole thing. See, like here on nat gas, it's going to cut me off just that month. So 1 exclamation just stands for continuous, as much data as possible. And I save them like that. Now, when you're trading, if you ever traded directly off here with your broker account, you have to make sure you're on the correct month because your broker won't recognize that continuous chart. This is a little catch stuff, but you're not going to be doing that anyway here as far as our spread trades are concerned, because you can't spread trade through here. You're going to have to put on your trades through our Future Plus, and that'll be in the next video setup. Okay, so let's get into it, guys. The main thing I want you guys to add is like hold on, let's go a little bit through. Let's back up. Time frames. Okay, our time frames are up in the top corner. Yours will look different. When you want to start customizing things, just put star next to all of these different time frames you want, and it'll shortcut your time frames up here. And again, guys, just know anybody can make these videos. There's probably a ton of these tutorials online. I just wanted to make a version for us so you have confluence with how my charts look. But and you have my own little version. I just want to do that for everybody. It's my duty anyway. So higher time frames are very important in commodities, even in Forex, in my opinion, because there's a lot of support resistance lines that we use, and volume tends to hit and bounce off these areas and respect them really well. And you'll see that. So we want monthlies, weekly, dailies. I like to use 4 and 2 hours a lot. 1 hours are good. And you'll notice that I have small minutes in here. That's because I intraday trade currently with a friend of mine that's a really good day trader. And so I have this also set up for my TradeStation account. So you can do that. On the left here, you have a bunch of tools that you'll notice you'll start using. Some of you already know how to use it really well. If you want to just not have to reference to them every single time you need a certain drawing tool, you can just also put stars next to those. And TradingView is really well at customizing it for you so you can quick reference your time, quick reference your tools. How does it quick reference your tools? When you pick your tools and put stars next to them, it pops them here as a shortcut on your screen. And if it ever bothers you, you can right click and hide it, or you can just push this star at the bottom of the screen that's down there. You see this? Show favorite drawing tools. So there's that. Let's get to our indicators. Before we do that, let me talk about the alerts real quick. On the right side here, I like to use the alerts lately, and another reason, like I said, that I'm going to be probably upgrading is I want to use probably over 10 eventually, because each thing that I watch, I have a set of rules in there and indicators that I like to set off and just contact my phone when they go off. If they're in real high time frames, I'm not going to sit around and wait for them. So it helps me get off my chair a little quickly and look at something. And then you have different data windows. I use this a lot for publishing ideas. People follow my ideas. And it's another reason I'm going to personally go with the premium account, the plus account later, because it lets me publish my website name. So as a business, for me, it's a good thing. And there's public and private chats in here. I chat with people personally, people I work with and trade with on the side, and that write scripts for me. And there's order panel there. And you could trade off the screens as well. So it's pretty cool. Your broker accesses, of course, are over here. You can access different broker. If you log out, there's your broker list. I use Oanda for Forex. That's going to come up in our bonus section. Our TradeStation is not the TradeStation Futures Plus. Again, don't mistake that with our awesome platform that they give us. That's if you're going to trade directly as futures directly. You have to fund a separate account with them. They have 2 different versions of their platform. Okay. And that's it. Let's go there. And on our charts, the main thing I want you guys to go and look for is here, like on this indicators here. If you click on that, you can search for this person, but I decided I can just give you, because there's public library. There's also built-in indicators. But one of the coolest thing back in version 1 that it really sucked, and I was still just doing it up until recently, was manually drawing support resistance lines, and it took forever per market. I'd get really discouraged. I was afraid it probably discouraged a lot of users. So what we have, if you find this guy, support resistance dynamic from this user, Lonesome the Blue, you can search for him on your TradingView account up here under people or scripts. And if you search for him directly, Lonesome the Blue, you'll find this guy. And just really add this to your favorites. And all you do is you add their script here at the bottom by just highlighting that. And when you left click and highlight it, it'll be highlighted. It says, mine says remove because it's in there. It's added already. So then you go back to your chart, and when you go to favorites, it'll be in here. See, mine is down here. Okay, and again, you can quick reference all your favorites through that. So if I go ahead and turn that on, it's going to turn it on just the chart that I'm highlighted on. You see the blue highlight of this screen, I'm highlighted there. So if you're trying to, and I do this a lot because I have like anxiety a lot of times, and I try to hop on and move quick. You see here, if like you're not highlighted on that on the chart that you want to work on, let's say you're trying to change the time frame over here, and you're like, oh, okay, you hit 4 hour, you'll notice the one that's highlighted on changes. That happens a lot. Also with adding indicators, anything you click on to do is gonna go to the highlighted chart when you're on a multi-chart setting. So I can copy and paste the same indicator, like you're regularly copying and pasting stuff there, or I could just manually go back in there and redo, what I need. So there you have it. That's the main indicator I want you guys to use. It's considered indicator. It's like a drawing tool, but it's an indicator that we borrowed from someone. So it goes as to one of our indicators per chart, which we could have up to 5. And that also counts for stuff like stochastic indicator. I use that a lot to measure momentum, and I'll teach you guys in a different segment how I'm using that. This is just a setup. I use a stochastic that's modified, guys, just so you know. It's a 533 setting, 533, and I don't use the D line. I just use a K line only. That's what I've learned from my technical mentor from years ago, and I use that to help measure momentum, and it helps me see divergences in price, especially in higher time frame. It's harder to do that in short time frames. If you left click your mouse real quickly on the chart anywhere, any indicator or tool that you have on the bottom will quickly disappear. And I like to do that a lot because I like to use a lot of my real estate space. We're on limited real estate space. I'm recording this off a laptop screen. You could imagine using just 2 charts. I'm really limited on space. And so when I need to, I'll reference to them. If I want to measure something here, like, oh, okay, we have divergence long, momentum, price hit here, blah, 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 more than one time, and momentum is weak, and look what we had. So stuff like that. But when I'm done with it, I'm out. Double left click, I put it out the way. I like to look at my levels. Okay, now understand something about indicators, guys. There's a lot of indicators out there. Just make sure you understand that what you're using is for the right thing. I do intraday trading a lot now, and there's a lot of volume profiling that goes on, opening range breakouts. There's tools like VWAPs, volume weighted average price. Day traders' arsenal of tools. I can probably throw a volume profile on here, true, to look at where the general profile, where the volume is on a commodity over that set period of time, and we can clearly see where it is, right? But a lot of the other tools that might be intraday, you don't need them for swing trading, because that's what we're generally doing with our spreads. So that's why support resistance is very important. Can you plot a volume profile on a Forex chart? You could, but remember, Forex, they're not reporting volume, so it's just gonna the indicator itself is gonna try to act as if it's where it sees most of the candles, where it sees most of the density, but it's not official. So be mindful what indicators you're using for the right markets and know what you're doing. If you have questions, ask me or ask somebody. Information is not hard to get. So that's that. You can minimize your screens, optimize the whole dual screen. But like, this is all you guys would really need. Save it, you name it, whatever you want, spread charts or whatever, and oops. And that's the setting, guys. This is how I have my stuff. Now I have different charts because I'm personally already now doing different things. But this is the charts that we're using for this program. You could have up to 5 workspaces. They call them chart layouts. I call them workspaces. So it's more than enough. It's ample. It just does amazing stuff, guys. Web-based, just like our Futures Plus. And that was the main key, too, of me building this thing the second time around, is making sure everything is web-based. We have the technology now. It's been years where the technology for us traders is web-based, cloud-based charts, cloud-based trading, all that stuff. And we're taking a huge advantage of that right now. This is an awesome opportunity for us. You don't have to be relying on a computer. Your computer crashes, you go hop on someone else's. Okay? So that's the coolest thing. All right, guys, so we'll go ahead and I'll wrap this up. I want to make sure I didn't miss out anything else here. There's other cool things that you'll discover within this that's tuned for you. But for the most part, I think I covered everything that we need for now here, okay? In trainings, in upcoming live Zoom classes, you guys can ask questions. You can obviously email me or whatever source of medium you have to contact me. If you have a question about this stuff that I can assist you with, let me know. But I want to get the general part of the setup done here, and then let's move on to setting up the Futures Plus. Heads up in the video for Futures Plus. It's going to be a little bit jumping and showing a couple of different things because I made that video prior to this series for the inner circle that's current, okay, our group members. Now, take that like grain of salt because it's more than enough. And in there, I share a couple of links directly from TradeStation that I highly recommend you guys to be looking at. It's more than enough, more than you need. I use their general template, guys and gals. I use their general template because it's all I need for that. And more about that later in that video, okay? So, all right, we'll leave you at that. And that's about all you're going to need. And then after this section is done, we'll get into scanning and putting on some seasonal trades, showing you using the season algo. So we're almost there. We're getting there.